Good morning, champions. Are you ready to make today count? Welcome to the Morning Motivation. We are here to spark your drive. Let us begin. Listen up. I'm talking to you. Yes, you, the one who woke up this morning, wondering if it's even worth getting out of bed. Do you know what separates the dreamers from the doers? Do you have any idea what's holding you back from the life you swear you want? I'm not here to sugarcoat it. I'm here to shake you awake, to pull you out of that fog you've been living in. Life ain't playing games with you, and neither am I. You're either building wealth or building excuses. You're either crafting a rich life or clinging to a poor mindset. And right now I'm looking at a room full of potential graduates, dreamers, fighters on the edge of giving up, and I'm telling you straight, your mindset is the battleground. That's what we're digging into today, inspired by raw truth from conversations with successful entrepreneurs, millionaires, and self-made moguls who understand what it really takes. I've walked through the fire myself, clawed my way up from doubt, and struggle leaned on my faith when the world told me to quit. I've seen what happens when you let fear drive, and I've felt the power when you take the wheel with purpose. So let me ask you this. Are you curious about what's really stopping you? Are you ready to face the mirror and fight for something bigger? Because I'm here to tell you before the sun even cracks the sky that the difference between broke and blessed ain't just money, it's mindset. And if you're hiding in your comfort zone, making excuses for why you can't, I'm coming for you today. I'm here to light that spark in your soul, to remind you that you weren't born to settle. You've got struggles. I see them bills stacking up, dreams slipping away, fear whispering, you ain't enough. But guess what? That's exactly where the fight starts. I've been there, felt that weight, but I learned something on my journey. Pain ain't your enemy, it's your teacher. So stick with me because we're about to break this down piece by piece until you're standing taller than you ever thought possible. Let's start with the foundation. Your mindset is your currency more valuable than any dollar in your pocket. You can have a bank account overflowing, but if your mind is broke, you're still poor. I've seen it, folks with millions who live scared small, trapped by their own thoughts. And I've seen others with nothing but grit, faith, and a vision building empires from scratch. What's the difference? It's not luck. It's not who you know. It's how you think. See, a poor mindset tells you to wait for the right time to play it safe, to blame the world for your problems. A rich mindset. It says create the right time, take the risk, own your mess-ups, and learn from them. I remember early in my career, I was hungry but doubting myself, thinking I wasn't ready for the big roles. I almost let fear trick me into staying small, but I had to flip that switch in my head, decide I wasn't just chasing a check, I was chasing purpose. You've got to ask yourself, are you thinking like someone who's already defeated or someone who's ready to win? The rich mindset operates on abundance, not scarcity. It sees opportunities where others see obstacles. When the economy crashes, the rich mindset asks, how can I buy low? When others are panicking, the rich mindset is planning. When everyone's complaining about change, the rich mindset is adapting and thriving. But here's the kicker. This mindset isn't reserved for the chosen few. It's not about your background, your education, or your connections. It's about your decision to think differently. Right now, in this moment, you can choose to rewire your brain. You can choose to see possibility instead of problems. Stop looking at what you don't have and start seeing what you can build. That's where it begins. Your mind is either a prison or a palace, your choice. So wake up and choose right now, because I'm telling you, you don't get to build wealth until you build belief. That's the first truth mindset over money every single day. The wealthy understand something most people miss. Money is a tool, not a goal. The goal is freedom. Freedom to choose freedom, to give freedom to impact. And that freedom starts in your mind with how you perceive yourself and your possibilities. Now let's talk about fear. Fear is the thief that robs you blind before you even earn a penny. It sneaks in whispers that you're not smart enough, not good enough, not connected enough to make it. And a poor mindset listens. It curls up and hides. But a rich mindset, it stares fear in the face and says, "Bring it on." I've felt that fear standing on set, wondering if I'd blow my shot, if I'd let my family down. But I had to learn that fear ain't the boss of me. It's just a test. You've got fear too, don't you? That voice telling you to stay in that dead-end job, to not take the leap, to not invest in yourself. But let me tell you something. Every time you let fear win, you're stealing from your own future. A rich mindset turns fear into fuel. It says if I'm scared, I must be on to something big. The most successful people I know aren't fearless, they're fearful. They feel every ounce of terror, but they move anyway. Fear of failure keeps you small. Fear of success keeps you sabotaging yourself. Fear of judgment keeps you playing it safe. But here's what I learned. The fear never goes away completely. You just get better at dancing with it. You learn to hear its voice without letting it control your choices. I want you to think about the last time you let fear stop you. What opportunity did you miss? What dream did you postpone? What relationship did you avoid? That's not living, that's existing. And you weren't put on this earth to just exist. The rich mindset reframes fear as excitement. That butterfly feeling in your stomach. That's not a stop sign, it's a green light. Your body is preparing you for greatness, pumping you full of adrenaline to perform at your peak. So embrace it. Feel it. Then move through it. You want to know how I got here? I didn't wait for fear to leave. I walked right into it, trembling and all. And you can too. Stop letting fear write your story. Pick up the pen and rewrite it yourself. Here's the punch. You don't get to grow by staying comfortable. You grow by getting scared and doing it anyway. The moment you realize that courage isn't the absence of fear, but action. In spite of fear, everything changes. Every successful person you admire has felt exactly what you're feeling right now. The difference is, they didn't let it stop them. Let's move to the next piece. Discipline is your weapon. You can have the sharpest mind, the boldest dreams, but without discipline, you're just spinning wheels. A poor mindset says, I'll start tomorrow, I'll save next month, I'll chase that goal when I'm ready. A rich mindset says, I start now, I save now, I fight now. Discipline ain't glamorous. It's getting up when you're tired, grinding, when no one's watching, saying no to distractions, so you can say yes to your future. I had to discipline myself early on, turning down quick money for roles that didn't align with my vision. It hurt, believe me, but that sacrifice built my foundation. What are you sacrificing? Are you hitting snooze instead of hitting your goals? Are you scrolling when you should be studying? Every small choice you make is either building your future or destroying it. There's no neutral ground. Every minute you waste is a minute you can't get back. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. And a rich mindset crosses that bridge every single day, no excuses. It's about creating systems, not relying on motivation. Motivation gets you started. Discipline keeps you going when motivation fails. The wealthy understand delayed gratification like nobody else. They'll drive a used car while building their business. They'll skip the expensive dinner to invest in their education. They'll work late when others are partying because they know today's sacrifice is tomorrow's success. But discipline isn't just about work, it's about life balance. It's disciplining yourself to take care of your health, your relationships, your spiritual life. You can't sustain success if you're burning out in other areas. The rich mindset builds a foundation that can support long-term wealth, not just short-term gains. I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm asking you to be persistent. Progress over perfection. Show up every day, even when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it. That's when character is built, when fortunes are made, when dreams become reality. So get up, get moving, and don't stop until you've carved out the life you're meant for. Here's the truth: you don't get to wealth without work, and work starts with discipline. Make it non-negotiable. Make it part of your identity. Make it your competitive advantage. Now let's talk vision. A poor mindset sees only what's in front of it, builds setbacks, limits. A rich mindset sees beyond opportunities, solutions, legacy. Vision ain't just dreaming, it's planning. It's knowing where you're headed even when the road's dark. I had a vision as a young man, not just to act, but to impact, to tell stories that matter. And when the rejections came, that vision kept me standing. What's your vision? Do you even have one? Or are you just drifting, letting life happen to you? A rich mindset builds a roadmap. It says, if I can't see the path, I'll make one. Vision gives you clarity in chaos, purpose in pain, direction. When you're lost, without vision, you're just reacting to life instead of creating it. Your vision has to be bigger than your current circumstances. It has to be so compelling that it pulls you through the tough times. It has to be specific enough to guide your decisions, but flexible enough to evolve as you grow. The most successful people I know can paint a vivid picture of their future. They know what their ideal life looks like, feels like, sounds like. They know what impact they want to make, what legacy they want to leave. This isn't fantasy, it's strategic planning. But vision without action is just daydreaming. You've got to break that big vision down into smaller, actionable steps. What can you do today to move closer to your vision? What can you do this week, this month, this year? Make it concrete, make it measurable, make it happen. Stop waiting for someone to hand you the answers. Look ahead, dream big, then break that dream into steps you can take today. Vision turns a hustle into a purpose. Without it, you're just running in circles. So close your eyes for a second, see where you want to be in 5 years, 10 years. Now open them and start walking toward it. That's your power. And remember this, you don't get to a rich life without a rich vision. Start seeing it now. Your vision should scare you a little. If it doesn't, it's not big enough. If it doesn't challenge you to grow, to become more than you are now, then you're playing it safe. And safe doesn't build empires. Let's hit on failure next. A poor mindset dreads failing. It sees every mistake as proof you're not cut out for success. A rich mindset, it welcomes failure as a classroom. Every stumble teaches you something if you're willing to learn. I failed plenty auditions that tanked roles. I butchered choices I regretted. But I didn't let failure define me. I let it refine me. What about you? Are you letting one bad break knock you out the game, or are you getting back up wiser, stronger? See, failure ain't the end. It's the beginning of your comeback. A rich mindset says, I fell, but I ain't staying down. You've got to study your losses like they're a playbook. What went wrong? How do I fix it? That's how you turn setbacks into setups for something greater. The wealthy fail fast and fail often. They know that each failure brings them closer to success because they're eliminating what doesn't work. They don't waste time being embarrassed or ashamed. They extract the lesson and move on. Failure builds resilience, and resilience is what separates the champions from the quitters. When you've been knocked down and gotten back up enough times, you realize that you're stronger than you thought. You develop an unshakable confidence that comes from surviving your worst fears. But here's the key. You've got to fail forward, not backward. Learn from each mistake, adjust your approach, and try again with new wisdom. Don't make the same mistake twice, but don't be afraid to make new mistakes. Innovation requires experimentation, and experimentation means some things won't work. The fear of failure is worse than failure itself. The what-ifs, the regrets, The wondering what could have been, that's what really kills dreams. Better to try and fail than to never try at all. At least when you fail, you have data, you have experience, you have proof that you're brave enough to take risks. So stop being afraid to mess up. Mess up, big mess up often, but never mess up the same way twice. Here's the deal: you don't get to win without losing. First, embrace the lesson. Every failure is feedback. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Every mistake is a stepping stone to mastery. Change your relationship with failure, and you change your relationship with success. Now let's talk legacy. A poor mindset chases short-term gains, quick money, fast fame, easy wins. A rich mindset builds for the long haul. It asks, what am I leaving behind? Not just for me, but for my family, my community, my world. I think about this every day, how my work, my faith, my fight can outlive me. That's wealth that money can't touch. What are you building that lasts? Are you just scraping by, or are you planting seeds for tomorrow? A rich mindset invests in people in purpose, in something bigger than a paycheck. I've had to make choices that didn't pay off right away, but built something eternal. You've got to do the same. Stop thinking about what you can get and start thinking about what you can give. Legacy isn't just about what you leave when you die, it's about what you create while you live. It's about the lives you touch, the problems you solve, the value you add to the world. When you focus on serving others, success becomes inevitable. The wealthiest people understand that true wealth is measured not just in dollars, but in impact. How many people did you help? How many problems did you solve? How much better is the world because you were in it? These are the questions that matter. Think generationally. What you build today should benefit not just you, but your children and their children. Create systems that generate wealth beyond your lifetime. Build businesses that solve real problems. Develop skills that can't be outsourced or automated. Legacy thinking changes how you make decisions. Instead of asking, "What's in it for me?" you ask, "What's the long-term impact?" Instead of maximizing short-term profits, you optimize for sustainable value creation. That's when real richness starts. So dig deep, find your why, and build on it every day. And never forget this: you don't get to true wealth without a legacy worth leaving. Your legacy starts now with this decision, this conversation, this moment. What story are you writing with your life? Make it one worth telling. Finally, let's talk faith. I'm not just talking religion, though. For me, God is my rock. I'm talking faith in yourself, in your journey, in something greater. A poor mindset doubts, second guesses, gives up when it gets hard. A rich mindset believes even when the odds are stacked against you. I've leaned on faith through every storm, when I didn't know if I'd make it, when doors slammed in my face. Faith told me to keep knocking. What's your faith telling you? Are you trusting the process, or are you doubting every step? Faith is the foundation that everything else is built on. Without faith, you can't take risks. Without faith, you can't persist through difficulties. Without faith, you can't inspire others to follow your vision. Faith is what makes the impossible possible. But faith without works is dead. You can't just believe and sit still. Faith requires action. It requires you to move, even when you can't see the whole staircase. It requires you to bet on yourself when no one else will. The rich mindset combines faith with strategy. It believes in divine providence, but also prepares for opportunity. It trusts in a higher power, but takes responsibility for its own actions. This isn't blind faith, it's informed faith, strategic faith, active faith. A rich mindset holds on knowing that what's for you won't pass you by. So stand firm, believe in your grind, believe in your purpose, and if you've got nothing else, believe in the fact that you're still here, still fighting. That's not by accident. Faith gives you the strength to endure when others quit. It gives you the courage to start when others hesitate. It gives you the wisdom to know that your current situation is not your final destination. So anchor yourself in faith and let it carry you through the dark. Here's the bottom line: you don't get to rise without something to believe in. Find it and hold on tight. Your faith might be in God, in yourself, in your family, in your vision. It doesn't matter what you call it. What matters is that you have something bigger than your current circumstances to pull you forward. Now let's shift from theory to practice. I've told you why your mindset matters, why it's the key to unlocking a rich life. But knowing ain't enough, you've got to act. Here's your morning battle plan, your daily blueprint for building wealth from the inside out. Picture this. It's 5 in the morning, the world is still asleep, but you're awake, alive, on fire. Your feet hit the floor, and you feel the weight of your purpose. This ain't just another day, it's your day to conquer. Physically, you move. Get your blood pumping, run, lift, stretch, I don't care what, just sweat. Let your body know you mean business. Physical exercise isn't just about health. It's about building the discipline and energy you need to dominate your day. Mentally, you sharpen. Before the noise of the world creeps in, sit with your thoughts. Write down your goals. Read something that fuels you. Speak life into yourself. Feed your mind with positive, growth-oriented content. What you put in is what comes out. Spiritually, you connect. For me, it's prayer, giving thanks, asking for strength. Find your anchor, meditate, reflect, whatever grounds you. Connect with something bigger than yourself, something that gives meaning to your efforts. But don't you dare roll out of bed without a plan. Your morning sets the tone for everything. You've got to attack it like a warrior, not stumble into it like a victim. A rich mindset doesn't wait for motivation. It creates it right here at dawn. Create non-negotiables, things you do every single day, regardless of how you feel. These might include exercise, meditation, reading, planning your day, reviewing your goals. These habits compound over time to create massive results. Discipline starts when your eyes open. Tell yourself you ain't here to play, you're here to build. And listen, distractions will come. Phone buzzing, doubts, creeping, laziness, pulling. Shut them down. Guard your morning like it's sacred, because it is. This is where your rich life begins, in the quiet hours when no one's watching. So own it. Make it yours. Win the morning. Win the day. Win enough days, win your life. Now let's get practical. How does a rich mindset operate in real-world situations? How do you apply these principles when you're facing actual challenges, making real decisions, building actual wealth? First, understand that wealth isn't just about money. It's about options. The wealthy think in terms of assets versus liabilities, cash flow versus just income, systems versus just jobs. They ask different questions. How can I make money work for me, instead of how can I work harder for money? When faced with a financial decision, the rich mindset evaluates opportunity cost. What am I giving up by choosing this? What could this money do if invested elsewhere? What are the long-term implications of this choice? They think in decades, not days. The wealthy are also students of psychology and human behavior. They understand that money is emotional, that people make financial decisions based on fear and greed. They use this knowledge to their advantage, buying when others are selling, staying calm when others panic. They also understand leverage, not just financial leverage, but leverage of time, relationships, and systems. They don't try to do everything themselves. They build teams, create systems, and focus on their highest value activities. Risk management is crucial. The wealthy don't avoid risk, they manage it. They diversify. They have backup plans. They never bet everything on one outcome. They take calculated risks based on research and analysis, not emotional impulses. They also think globally and act locally. They understand that wealth-building opportunities exist everywhere, but they start where they are, with what they have. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They create favorable conditions through their actions. Education is a lifelong commitment. The wealthy never stop learning about markets, about people, about opportunities. They read, they study, they surround themselves with other successful people who challenge and inspire them. Most importantly, they understand that wealth is a byproduct of value creation. The more value you create for others, the more wealth flows back to you. This isn't just about making money. It's about solving problems, meeting needs, making life better for others. Now let's bring this home. I've laid it out for you, the difference between a poor mindset and a rich one, the battles you've got to fight, the mornings you've got to claim. But this ain't about me talking. This is about you doing. Right now, as you're hearing my voice, I want you to feel the weight of this moment. You've got a choice. You can keep sleepwalking through life, letting fear and excuses chain you down, or you can break free and build something real. I believe in you, even if you don't believe in yourself yet. I see the fighter in you, even if you're doubting. But my belief ain't enough, yours is what matters. So stand up, right now. Wherever you are, feel that power in your chest. You weren't born to be average. You weren't born to scrape by. You were born to rise, to build, to leave a mark. The question isn't whether you have what it takes, you do. The question is whether you'll use what you have. This is your wake-up call. This is your invitation to greatness. This is your moment to choose a different path, to write a different story, to create a different future. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when conditions are perfect. Now, I've fought my battles, and I'm still fighting. I've fallen, and I've gotten back up. And I'm telling you from the bottom of my soul that you can too. Don't let this day slip through your fingers. Don't let this life slip through your fingers. The world needs what you have to offer. Your family needs you to succeed. Your future self is counting on the decisions you make today. You have a responsibility to live up to your potential, to maximize your gifts, to make your mark on this world. A rich mindset ain't given, it's taken brick by brick, choice by choice, morning by morning. So take it, own it, live it. Start today. Start now. Start with the very next decision you make. Remember these power statements. Say them every morning until they become part of your DNA. I don't wait for chances, I make them. My faith is my fuel. I rise to conquer, not to complain. My mindset builds my wealth. I turn fear into power. I'm building a legacy, not just a living. I own this day, every single moment. These aren't just words, they're your new operating system. They're your declaration of war against mediocrity, your commitment to excellence, your promise to yourself and everyone who depends on you. The time for excuses is over. The time for waiting is over. The time for playing small is over. Your time is now. Your moment is here. Your rich life is calling. I'm leaving you with this, and I want it to echo in your mind all day. Every day you ain't just surviving. You're building an empire, and it starts today. Go get it. Make it happen. Become the person you were meant to be. The rich mindset revolution starts with you. Be the change. Be the example. Be the one who breaks the cycle and sets a new standard. Your wealth, your success, your legacy. It all begins with how you choose to think. So think rich, act rich, live rich, not just in money but in purpose, in impact, in the fullness of what life has to offer. You've got everything you need. Now go use it. Your empire awaits. Your destiny calls. Your rich life begins now.